Video here about the rain. It's raining now. It's near the end of March, almost first part of April. Very cold, very wet. We are still having winter-style storms here in the Northwest. I worry about California. Given what we're experiencing, they're probably getting something close. This is all part of what they call Pineapple Express. And it's this line of storms that comes sweeping on up from Hawaii and crawls up the coast of the West Coast. And we should be very concerned about the dam situation in California. This is because our data sets here for a number of years have had, well, for a long time, I mean way long-term data sets, we had stuff where we were discussing in like 2003, 4, or 5, somewhere in there, fish swimming on the Capitol steps, swimming over the Capitol steps, and we thought it was probably Sacramento. And now Sacramento Valley may get flooded out. This is very serious indeed. Our data sets show long-term damage. It shows water at 20 feet depths. It shows boats for months over what used to be farmland, houses being washed out, subdivisions being moved by, not by the flooding initially, but by the shifting of all of the land, not because of seismic activity, but rather because of water activity within the land as it gets used to having water again, so to speak, at the same time that we have the major flooding going on. It shows the loss of the productive farmland, like loss, not recoverable, loss. And it shows the diaspora, excuse me, the relocation of millions of people because of the loss of the infrastructure for electricity, for roads, for food, for delivery of water to drink, heat in the coming winter, etc. So and it doesn't happen, at once with everybody just running away as in like a hurricane kind of a situation. It's just people trickling out as they just realize that their infrastructure is not coming back anytime soon. And it's going to take months to occur. This realization, I mean. And so the situation is not particularly good along the west coast of the U.S. This is going to affect the entire west coast too, because it's going to destroy power lines, cause backlash into hydroelectric plants relative to the electric snapback, so to speak. It's going to be ugly, and it's going to be quite damaging, and perhaps at the point that it occurs, it may well qualify as economically the largest natural disaster ever on the planet. And it's coming. So, I mean, I don't want to laugh about it or anything, but you can't cry. There's nothing that can be done. It's kind of too late. The one thing they might have maybe done was to have quickly tried to adopt the some kind of a Schoenberger walking water to reduce the amount of force coming down. It is never a good idea to have water coming straight down. You don't want water to run straight ever. It builds up speed, it gets angry, it gets pissed, and it causes problems, as we're seeing. Anyway, though, so the current rain in our data sets goes well into June. May in our area up here, insofar as California is concerned. In our area up here, we may be looking at something where this kind of weather persists well into July. On a personal note, that's kind of a pain in the butt for me because now I'm contemplating, I don't have asphalt driveway or anything. I've got something that drains, which is rock, but it's also a lot of mud when it gets this wet. Now I've got to try and figure out some way to put new rolling gear on the back of this and new transmission in there, and I'm probably going to end up having to tarp it and build plywood floors and all that sort of stuff. Something I was hoping to avoid. Anyway, though, not a good situation for any of us. The seismic activities start in August, so we're going to have a little brief period, maybe the end of June through July, and perhaps the late part of August, before things get really nasty again. And then as the seismic stuff shows up, so does the bad weather again. So not necessarily a good period of time to be a Californian. Unless you're, the more rugged, hardy type that knows where to keep the wet weather gear and where their rope is, because you may need it. So, interesting times, guys. It's not the end of the world. We just have to adapt and innovate and get on and get beyond.